My name is David Lappin. I'm a professional poker player from Dublin, Ireland. I currently live in Malta. I've been playing poker for about 12 years now. I'm in my 12th year of doing it for a living anyway. I learned it when I was only a kid. My grandmother taught me how to play cards. I used to play a bit of gin rummy and draw poker with her as a 6 or 7 year old, but took the game much more seriously in my mid-20s. In my early career, I played mostly online poker, played across all the different sites. I used to sit in a bedroom and grind online maybe 10-12 hours a day. Probably around 2011, I decided to leave the house a little bit more often. Decided to travel around the European circuit mostly, been to America to play, been to Canada to play, but mostly travel around the European poker circuit. Very fortunate to become a Unibet poker ambassador in the last couple of years. They have a fantastic partnership now with Cash Game Festival, which was what brings me to this city, Bratislava, where we currently are playing cash games around the clock. I also have a poker podcast with my good friend Darragh O'Kearney. We co-host together, put out about 24 shows a year. Really proud of that content. The show has grown and grown over the last couple of years. It's become the standard of guests has become something we're very proud of, and I think the output is great. Unibet have been a very good sponsor of that. They've really helped us where they can, and yeah, no, it's a great other thing to be part of. I always feel as a poker player, if you're just playing poker and not contributing content or not doing something else, it's only about half your job. I feel like it's much more fulfilling to participate in all facets of the game. My very first impression of the Cash Game Festival was when it came to my hometown of Malta. That was about, I think, a year ago roughly. I got to play on the TV table there once, very briefly though, only for maybe an hour or so. I was like a stand-in. So when somebody busts their stack, I got to jump in and play for an hour. I was there just long enough for my good friend Darragh Davey to school me in a pot, I remember. That was my only memory from that one. And then here in Bratislava, I had a really good time. Got to play on the TV table for the full 2.5 hour session. Managed to win a bit of money, which was good. I had aces over kings, so not too much luck involved, or sorry, not too much skill involved. Plenty of luck there. But yeah, really enjoyable experience. It's great to arrive at a festival, not feel like you have to be playing 5, 10, 10, 20, but you could still appear on the TV table. You know, at this festival, the 1-2 games, the 2-5 games have all featured at different times. And I think that's great for players, recreational players and professional players who want to come along, travel to a city, visit a beautiful place like Bratislava, for example, but then also, you know, put in their hours on the tables and maybe get a little bit of press coverage, something to show their family when they get home. Please, by all means, check out the Chip Race Poker podcast. You can find it on SoundCloud and on iTunes. We also have a YouTube page where we put out bonus content. Darragh O'Kearney and myself have top-end guests, I gotta say, all year round. 24 shows a year roughly. Check it out.